This is CBS 6 News in high definition.
Good evening. Thanks for staying with us for CBS 6 News at 5:30. I'm Jerry Gretzinger.
And I'm Liz Bishop. The number of obese people across the United States and here in New York is growing, and you are paying for it.
A new report shows New Yorkers paid half the Medicaid costs for obese people's treatments.
And as Pat Bailey explains, that amounts to billions of dollars.
Much like waistlines, state spending on obesity is growing.
New York now spends more than $4 billion a year through its Medicaid program on obesity-related costs.
The Comptroller's office says of the $4 billion to treat obesity-related health problems, about half of it came from the taxpayer.
We spend a little over $50 billion a year annually here in New York on Medicaid. So that $4 billion is, somewhere around 8% of the total. And again, that is both state and local dollars.
The number of overweight people has tripled since 1980. Last year, nearly 1.5 million New Yorkers under the age of 18 were considered overweight. The state has the 16th most obese kids from ages 10 to 17.
According to the Comptroller's report, if the numbers continue on the current trend they're at, you can forget smoking as the #1 preventable cause of death. Toss it aside and add obesity to the top of the list.
That is why education of the topic is so important. Over at the Boys and Girls Club in Rensselaer, the after-school program focuses on eating right with a nutrition class and exercising.
They learn about portion size, what's healthy, things such as like eating whole grains as opposed to just bleached flour. Being here, they can run around, play gym, do games. There's other kids to play with to do those big organized games with and work with teamwork.
While New York has taken steps to try and combat obesity with ad campaigns and mandates on school lunches and physical education class time, the Comptroller's office suggests even more needs to be done, and they are challenging the Department of Health to make that happen. In Rensselaer, Pat Bailey, CBS 6 News.
The State Department of Health is applying for a waiver from the federal government to change the way Medicaid money is spent. Pat explains how that could help combat the problem and lessen the load on taxpayers at 6:30. We did some digging to find the biggest health risks associated with obesity. They include coronary heart disease, type 2 diabetes, cancer, and stroke. And that brings us to our CBS6Albany.com Talk 1300 web poll. We asked if you think the government should be the lead watchdog for the obesity epidemic. Those results at 6:30.